hit the yellows so your mic doesn't reverb.
Is that what that is? Yeah.
Yeah. That's out loud, so it comes out the monitor.
Oh.
Then the red.
Because I always thought that it meant like it was part of the recording process. So sometimes, okay. So sometimes when I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the thing and I'm saying, in my head I'm saying, I'm not seeing no yellows. And then sometimes you have it so that like I can't see the waves.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna need the microphone, bro.
Nah, I'm not in this.
Nah, but you might need to be in it.
You
ain't gonna be on camera.
But, okay.
But yeah, just because you might talk a bit and he knows what I'm like sometimes when it comes to.
You don't need to give me a heads up, man. This is like it takes a couple minutes to set this one up.
What's that?
The new mic.
It's alright, man. Shit, I keep forgetting. I do this all the time, bro. I get here and then I'm like, I need to pay for parking. Right, I get lost in conversation. Next minute, 2 hours, gonna go outside, ticket on my fucking car, bro. And I'm the worst for it, bro. I swear, like honestly, I'm trying to work on it, but I get so much fines.
Is it?
Brother, I spend so much money on things, bro. It's crazy.
You don't get the turn.
Do you know what? I guess the one thing that I do now, which I'm better at, is just like once I get the ticket, I just pay for it now.
Okay, that's it. Yeah.
Whereas what I used to do before is, I'll do it later, and then later turns into a whole next thing.
No, you're looking at 160.
Now you're looking at 160. Now you're looking at all 250, bruv. I've all paid. Yeah, like it's the worst when the bailiff comes. Have you had a bailiff incident before?
No, I didn't.
You ain't had one?
No, I can't.
You're good, bro. Make sure it don't ever. If you got this far without a bailiff, then you're good.
Yeah.
But if you got this far without it, then you're alright. But like, usually them things start happening a little. Hey, I'll never forget the time, where I just sort of first started driving or whatever. I must have been about a year and a half 2 years into driving. Anyway, to be honest, do you know what? Actually, reflection mode. You see, when I bought my car, when I got my first car, in hindsight, I wasn't ready for the car. I wasn't ready for the car.
In terms of paying for the car?
I wasn't ready to have a car, really. I'll tell you why. I actually tell you why. Yeah? I've never actually told this before. One of the reasons why I wasn't ready for the car is because I had... My first car cost 2 racks. Yeah? I think I had saved up maybe... No, it cost 2,200. Yeah? And I had saved like maybe 1,600 or 1,700. So I've gone to one of my G's and asked him, can you front me the thing, innit, yeah? So he's fronted it for me, innit? So now, that's everything.
Nothing for insurance, nothing.
Not like, I had little money for insurance and whatever else. Because remember, you can pay that off monthly and whatnot too.
Course,
So, put it this way, everything that I owned at that point went into the whip. So anything really, like obviously I was doing, these times I just started doing some DJ bookings or whatever else. I was getting a little thing here and I could put petrol in it. Obviously petrol them times there was a bit different, like it was cheaper and it would last for a certain period of time, whatever. Cool, boom. So anyway now, I'm driving around now, I've got the car, whatnot, I'm doing my thing, going all over the place, I'm driving everywhere, yeah? I'm driving everywhere. But one particular time, Christmas time, now I've got a car, I can take more bookings. Because you know, like, them times there, you could do an hour here, or hour there, hour here, hour there. It's a little bit different now. I don't know if it's still so much like that, but like, at that point, there was just so much going on. So anyway, on this one December, I've had a bunch of bookings, right? So, I must have got, 3 tickets in one day, in one night. No, I got 2 tickets in one night. Yeah. So anyway, I'm like, fuck. Boom. I'm going to pay. Don't worry, I'm going to do it, yeah. So anyway, now, I'm gone off. I've done what I needed to do and whatnot, and I've just forgotten about them until I got a letters, like, sent to my yard saying, yeah, boom. So obviously now, I've said to myself, shit, I kept saying, I'm going to pay it. Yeah. And one of the reasons why I was saying that is because I never really had the money like that. I did have the money, but I'm thinking, I need this money for other things. When the other thing comes true, I'll pay it then. You get what I'm saying?
I've been there still. I've been there.
So then, now, imagine I've forgotten, it's taken so long, that, or so much time has gone by, that I've forgotten that it's 2. I'm just thinking it's 1. So I've got 1 red letter that's basically come through saying to me, boom, it's like 3, it was like 270 now, pay it quick, otherwise it's mad. So I just paid it, which hurt me. But then the next day, I've got a next letter again saying, yo, 270 again. But I'm saying, you know what, I've already done paid it. Because remember, I forgot that it's 2. So I'm saying, right, I've done paid that.
Is that the way?
Yeah, I've done paid that. I don't need to pay that. So I just left it. I thought maybe they already had it in the chamber and they were just going to release it to me anyway. So I just ignored it. Then they sent me a next one. So I'm saying, nah, like they've made a mistake. And I still haven't contacted them. I just left it, yeah, until one day, my mum's husband, Peter, my stepdad, comes in my room, 5:30 in the morning, and he goes to me, there's a clamp on your car, you know.
Hey.
So I'm like, I must be sleeping, bruv. Because when he's told me this, I'm not even really deep in what he's telling me. I've just gone to sleep. I've gone back to sleep. And then I've jumped up out of my bed thinking, hold on, wait, did he just tell me that I just got a clamp on my car? I look outside, yeah. Remember, them times they're still dark outside. Look outside, I see this big yellow clamp on my car, yeah. I said, oh, nah, this has got to be a mistake. So I've gone down. All I've done is, I ain't even read the thing. I just looked at the stopped it.
Yeah, because I'm putting on the mic, bro.
Bruv, mid-story.
Bro, you told me.
Are you crazy?
You told me to put the mic on. Are you telling me? What do you mean, bro?
Bruv, I'm mid-story.
So, but you want the mic on.
So, yeah, but all you need to do is say, wait 1 second, and then stop it, and then I'll stop, and then continue.
The clamp's on the car, bro.
No. So I could have. So wait, let me just be serious here. He could have just stopped it, as I said, how much it was. So now, as I continue, you can't even merge this together because the listener can't see what I said was the thing. He just come and just stopped it. What kind of fucking thing is that? Bro, all you need to do is just say, hold on 1 second. That's what you do in production as well, bro. Just hold on 1 second. It's 1 second.
You saw it though.
I didn't know what the fuck he was doing. I'm thinking I'm in mid-story. You've just you just gone in front of the camera. Bro, what I'm saying is, I know you're setting up the microphone, but see when it comes to just stopping it, all you need to do is say, Chucks, 1 sec. Then you just stop it quickly, start it again, and then say, yeah, go.
Alright, Chucks, 1 sec. I'll edit it.
No, but though, the point is that you actually could have stopped it at a crucial point. I just was saying how much this cost. That was the punchline. I could almost guarantee when you go back into the edit, that's not even there. So then, the viewer now, when you come to put it together, you'll hear me say, yo, so I've looked down at the thing now, and all I've looked at is the figure. I've said the figure, you've stopped it, and now come back in when I'm If I didn't notice that you did that, you would have fucked it. And then what? Kiara's going to use this for TikTok and whatnot. That's a part that you can use on TikTok now. So you just fucked that up.
It was a good part where I stopped it. If you look at the sound bit.
You didn't. It wasn't a calculated stop. You just stopped it, bruv.
No, you weren't at an important part of the story.
I just said the fucking figure.
He said it's a figure to punch.
Bruv, I told that's the punchline. Let me get back to it anyway. So, just in future though, like if you are gonna stop it, big and serious, just say 1 second.
Alright,
Just that's very important.
My bad.
Yeah? Because all I need to do is just stop the sentence, pause, and then when you play it again, then do you get what I'm saying?
That's my bad.
Yeah.
I apologize.
So anyway now, boom, 850, yeah? So I'm thinking to myself, this has got to be a mistake. There's just no, like, whatever. So I've rang the brother and I've asked him, like, what's going on, basically. And he's told me where I've got the ticket and that. And, like, I'm about to start arguing with it. I'm about to get ignorant because I know that I ain't done nothing wrong. Then I realised, I had flipping 2 tickets in 1 day. And you know when you deep the fact that the ticket was originally probably £35 or £40 and now I'm having to spend £8.50.
That's dark.
£8.50. I had it in cash and that was all I had.
So
basically.
you slapped it straight away.
I had to.
Couldn't even do no payment plan.
Nah, bro, because do you know what it is, yeah? This is how they get you. I'm sure that you can have payment plans on that. I'm sure they can. But they do hit you with this, no, sorry, mate, we can't do that. You know, otherwise we're going to take the car. But I'm sure there's ways around it. I'm sure that, like, it's scare tactics. You get what I'm saying? Because they know if they say, listen, mate, we can't do that, we're going to have to start taking things or whatnot. They know that you're going to find the money from somewhere.
Yeah.
More often than not, you're going to have to find the money from somewhere. But no, there's things that, like, where you don't need to...
Because if you're claiming, like, say man's on UC, and I'm only getting a certain amount, and you're telling me that much, like, big man, I physically can't pay this.
Yeah.
So there is a way for you to payment plan me out.
Yeah.
Defo. 12-month plan, little piece. You know what I'm saying?
I dated a girl who was a bailiff as well.
Ross.
So, no, she wasn't an actual, she weren't the bailiff, but she was the one that you ring.
Oh,
you know,
call center.
Yeah. And you know what? Yeah, I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it, bro.
Yeah, there's certain jobs you can't do.
I couldn't do it, man. Because you know what it was as well? It was the joy. It was the joy in it for her.
Oh, she enjoyed it?
She loved it to pieces. Dark. She loved it to pieces. The amount of times that she would tell me, oh yeah, we flipping, you know, we boarded up this person's yard or this. I'm like, what? I'm like, nah, man.
Too far. What, could you date a Fed?
Huh?
Fed?
Yeah.
You could?
I could date a Fed still.
Ross.
Could you?
No.
Really?
I can't do that, man. I'm around too much activity that's not right.
Yeah.
So
no.
I'm not even the one doing it, but I just feel pranked. You know what I'm saying? Like, one day you're around the family and some certain man start saying certain things, you start looking at me like I'm the one. Hey, it's not me.
So that's where I couldn't date one if she was very, very active in it. Where when she's off duty and that she's still whipping out the badge and whatnot.
I got a story for that as well. Imagine my boy was linking a Fed. Yeah. And then like she told him a story basically that she was dating one guy and obviously had bare bread like. And then she was just like, what do you do? And he wouldn't say what he done. Then one day he just was like, yeah, like, I'm a drug dealer. He said, you know that I got to report that now.
Oh, no.
She reported him.
Did she?
She reported him.
She ain't got to do that.
She did it. That, to me, is enough for me to say, don't go down there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What do you mean you have to report it?
Well, in fairness to her, actually thinking about it, maybe the reason why she felt like she had to is because maybe it could have been a setup for her. Do you get what I'm saying? She might be thinking, hold on a minute, you giving me this information, yeah? Are you undercover and testing my thing? Do you get what I'm saying? Do you know I read a book here? One of the first books I read was from, I can't remember his name actually, but it was the guy who like was basically the founder of Hcpod Police. Okay. So he was putting basically putting the database together of all the rappers and that, and finding out exactly where they were and what points or whatever. He had all their home addresses and that. But his story was quite interesting because he started off as a normal Fed. But then as you start going through the ranks, yeah, it's like certain things happen that make them realize that they can trust you. So for example, the one of the guys that he was on the road with, that he was on the patrol with or whatever, yeah, he started like extorting people and then flipping, snorting coke and doing all that type of shit. So obviously he's having to report that.
Yeah.
So then that's a green tick for them because you get what I'm saying. And then other things that he was doing was after that he then went undercover where he was sourcing out crooked cops and also just like drug dealers or whatever. So he'd pretend to be a bitty. Nah, well, this guy. Nah, he's a mixed race guy. It's called I can't even remember what it's called. I've got it at home. Do you know what? I'll take a picture of it and then maybe you can put it on the screen. Yeah. And then so he had like loads of interesting stories of like when he was pretending to be a nitty and whatever else. And then all of these compromising situations that he has to be in, because obviously when you're pretending to be a nitty and that enough times now when you're buying drugs and whatever, then you need to be seen to be sniffing this thing, but you can't sniff it though. So you got to find ways to get out of that and that. But and then in the end, he was the one who was like, they then promoted. They were saying to him, listen, they wanted him to create this thing. We need to write the names today, bro. Hold on 1 second.
Do your thing for the community, man.
pay for parking?
No. 1 sec, because Posty's hitting me. They asked to play, so it wasn't a fee thing in my head, bro. I should have told you that. That was the exchange. They asked. I'll hit him back there. But yeah, anyway, mad interesting still. But I'll find the book though. That was literally one of the first books I read, and then I think the first book I read before that was called The Secret, which was some like.
Oh, I love The Secret. The Secret changed me in 2018.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. You're a book reader, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it?
But like, I'm not serious. Like, I have my moments. I have my moments where I'm really into this,
same.
and then I won't read for time. Like I'm talking about a year, 2 years, and next thing you know, I'll pick up a book again.
Yeah.
So man, read 50 Cent's book. Loved it.
That's cold. I've read that.
Loved it. And then the last book I read.
That's a good. Do you know what I liked in that book, by the way, was when he talked about. I can't remember exactly who the Don was, but he was talking about a situation where the man them were just acting up when he was on tour.
Yes, I remember.
And then he told the story of like, basically, somebody came and dropped them loads of basketball jerseys, yeah? So what was supposed to happen is, he's got to pick the jerseys that he wants first.
Yeah.
Then after that, the man them can pick their jerseys and whatever else, yeah? But then a fight broke out.
Yeah.
So he said once the fight broke out, he had to send my man out, like he had to tell him, listen, bro, you can't
roll, yeah.
And in his mind, his thought process was, if I let this one slide, everyone gets a one where they can slide. Do you get what I'm saying? Everyone gets a one chance where they can just do something mad. Nah, he had to go. He went back to New York, and in the end, he ended up getting into a madness and then got deported, which was mad. Which I thought, yeah, man. Have you read Charlemagne's book?
No, you know, but I've got the audiobook version of that.
Shook Ones or whatever.
Yeah, is that what it's called?
Not his new one. I ain't read his new
one.
one
Before. Wait, hold on. Let me check.
What's it called? It's called something Shook One. Just put in Charlemagne Shook Ones.
That one. Is it that one?
Yeah, it's that one.
Yeah, I've got the audiobook version of that sitting there.
That one's good. Yeah, Anxiety. Yeah, that's a good one. Anxiety playing tricks on me. That's good.
Have you read The Psychology of Money? That's the one I just read.
Oh, I bought it, but I ain't got it.
I just read it.
Is it?
Yeah, amazing.
Is it? Yeah,
amazing.
I like. Yeah, I'm currently reading George the Poet's book.
Saying that's serious.
It's proper good, really good. And this is the thing, yeah. I'm not a book. It's weird because like in my yard, I've got a bunch of books that I've read, and I've read quite a few books, but I still don't see myself as a book reader.
Yeah.
It's only until if I look at my book collection, I'm like, right, man's read a few books still.
Yeah.
But I'm not a book reader like that. But I am. But also, it takes me ages. Yeah, my GG's here. Yeah, man, shorts every day with me as well. Come on. Yeah. I wish you caught that. You're so dumb. Hey, you're a joker.
What I was thinking.
Oh shit, we pay for parking.
Fuck, brother.
What, Wolverhampton ain't that near you?
Huh?
Ain't that near you?
Fam, nah.
Oh, okay.
Bruh, you better blink that out.
Yeah, strongly.
That was crazy. Shaq, that was crazy, man.
I'm liking this joint though. Is he clean?
I am. I've not spoken to you this week, bro.
Shout out Skeppy. I know. But do you know what?
Why can't I pay for the parking?
You can't pay for parking?
No, it's not working.
What do you mean it's not working?
It just keeps saying cannot process your request.
You're going to have to appeal. I screenshot that.
Yeah, I will do.
Screenshot that.
Sorry, my brother. Yeah. How are you, bro? I ain't spoken to you this week.
I know, I've been chilling. Just recovery period.
Strongly.
Come on. It's a lot of work, but it's enjoyable. But it's just a lot. Adjusting to new situations is very crazy. You need to make sure that you've prepared, but you can never prepare for every. You just have to respond.
What's going on?
Nah, just everything that's happening. It's just a lot to take on board, like from Filthy, and then obviously some things we want to do at HC, and then we made bigger changes at Vibber. So yeah, it's just a lot, but we're there, man.
Is that a new drop? Is that a new thing?
Come on, shout out Skepta.
I big him up still.
You have to big up him.
Well, is that a new thing, yeah?
Yeah, I don't think he personally sent it to me, but someone from the team did. So either way, he sent it to me because the team's big. You know what I'm saying? So
he probably did though.
Thing, man.
Probably
Massey
wrote out some names and whatnot, and you was a part of it.
Come on. To be fair, I was out with Jammer and Maximum on Wednesday, Thursday for a book's leaving party. She's going to move to Dubai now, so shout out a book. A book.
Oh, okay.
She's moving to Dubai, so I see Jammer and Maximum and Jamming smashing it for Massey and Paul. Doing their thing, good vibes. See Maya out there doing her thing, good vibes.
Oh, that's what that was. What I saw you on the stories. And
yeah.
That looked like a good time still.
Come on, everyone discussing what they're gonna wear or not gonna wear for GRM Gala. It's just all mad.
I don't know what Posty just messaged me just now actually, but I don't know. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with that. To be honest with you, do you know what? I probably ain't even gonna. I'm gonna go. Yeah. But I think it's just going to be a standard shirt and a trousers thing for me. I don't think I'm going to spruce it.
A part of me is like, it's either you go all the way in or you just chill.
Yeah.
To do the in-between thing, then you're looking at the comments when you post the picture now because you're not fully confident. Yeah. You're watching all the podcasts to see what they're saying about your thing.
Oh, yeah, because it's got like that now, isn't it?
It's got like that now.
It's got like that now.
Saying? So that's why you just...
Are you going to spruce it?
You can spruce it.
But are you going to spruce it?
Am I going to spruce it? I don't know. Am I going to go?
No, you'll be there.
I've never been.
What?
Come on. Sound like Stone Cold Steve Austin in 2001.
Mad.
I've never been.
Oh, okay.
So I can see why sometimes they don't even bother, even really want to reach out because you don't.
You don't come. Yeah.
But
step outside this time, man.
Yeah, but it's just because. Do you know what? It's just with me in my mind. I know I'm overthinking, but it just got to make sense. And this is not disrespect to the guy. Like, everyone step out. I just don't know what it is. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm there. I don't know what's... It's like, you know, what is the what? Just to step out? To step out? Celebrate what? You know, like it's someone's birthday, we go out, there's a point in the night where we know a cake's gonna come out of God knows nowhere, and we're all gonna sing happy birthday. When you have christenings, there's a point where the child puts his head next to the water, you pour the water, bar mitzvahs, there's so many different things where there's an objective, a motive, and we know why we're here. My guy, just dressing up and going to a fancy place, I get it, it's nice, but like, why are we here?
Black excellence.
Oh, kiss my ass, man. Go on fucking YouTube. Not everything you do is black excellence, and let's be honest, it's not all black excellence. There are some also white people there. Not that I'm saying they can't be there, but when you take a look at Ed Sheeran having more mobos than some people, it is crazy.
No, but that's got nothing to do with it.
I'm being But you know, it's not to put it down, but you know where I'm coming from.
100 million%, which is one of the reasons why sometimes I don't step out. However, what I will say to that is sometimes just go with the flow.
Just go, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
sometimes just go with the flow. Also, I think like there's certain people as well where if it's their thing, I'll just step out for them if they're doing little one thing. You get what I'm saying?
Of course.
And True is Posty and that. I'm like, you know what, man? If there's an invite in that, man will step out for.
But it's difficult for me.
But I don't feel like even though I say that, I don't think that. And I'm not saying this on some type of sympathy thing or whatever. I don't think that like by me stepping out is like some mad value thing for him.
That's what I feel as well. I feel like if I'm not there, no one ain't gonna miss me. So who cares? Do you know what I'm saying? Like it don't matter. Oh my God, Paul's not there. Let's shut the building down. I doubt it.
Nah, but you know what it is though. I guess it's just like I do also love the fact of we understand the journey of where man come from or whatever, and I just love seeing this side of it.
It's amazing, bro.
So if I can be a part of it and I fancy it at the time, then I'm gonna be there.
Honestly, it's amazing to see everyone celebrate in the same room. But there were other, like when it was the awards ceremony. Obviously, whatever's happened, but when the award ceremony was there, I used to love it. You watch live performances. There's just people win awards. You're just like, this that's a bit different because you can see the cause. You know what I'm saying? It's just now, and also Posty's got to take into consideration. My pocket's not his pocket. I've been robbed. So for me to go out and now and to spend big money on that outfit, me have for ration, me have for ration. Hey, I'm taking sponsors all summer. Blade Brown, someone talk to me, man. Let me get my outfit because.
Hey, this episode is gonna be called "Imagine If We Couldn't See." Imagine if we couldn't see. but we'll get back to that in a bit. Hey, do you know what? Yeah.
Yeah, charge.
So, honourable shout out to Sean Bartlett. Yeah, he is tour manager. You've seen him around enough times before.
Yeah.
Whatnot. He does tour management for a lot of different people. I met him when he used to tour manage Angel. That was how I first had met him or whatnot, and I spent a lot of time with him.
Related to Stephen?
Nah. He's not related to Stephen.
Try him out.
But his mum had passed away, yeah, and he'd invited me to the funeral. I'd never met his mum before, but I get on so well with him, and it so happened to be in a place in my area where I grew up or whatnot, yeah. And so I went to the funeral. Firstly, like, incredible service, by the way. It was so good. It was like one of them services where it was like, you know, like one of those like traditional black kind of vibey ones where like there's just things going on. The way that they sing, there's a choir, and even when the man's doing the talking and that, he's like hosting the thing, someone's behind just playing the keys and like, it was it was so sick. But the reason why I bring it up here is because it was in a place that was very sentimental to me. Aye. Because it was in a hall where I went to my first ever under 18s. It's in a community hall. My first ever, yeah. And that place changed the course of my life in and around that time. So imagine that I was in a crew at the time called Fatal Attraction, yeah. I didn't want to go to no under 18s. I was very anti. Me and my cousin, the one that you met here, legend. Yeah, we were just not really on that. He's still like that to this day. He don't really go out anywhere like that. He's just not really, it's not his thing. But I was just like on his thing. I was like, nah, I'm not really going. But someone else in my crew used to always go every week. It was Friday. It was every other Friday. He used to always go all the time. And then in the end, I said, you know what? I'll just go. I still to this day remember queuing up. We paid £7 to get in. It's a big hall. I've gone in now, yeah. And I remember just thinking to myself, like, it felt like a whole new world, because really all I had been around at that time was people on my estate and people in my school. I wasn't around anyone else, really. I literally, my estates and school. So going in here and seeing like bare people from different schools and all kinds of shit was just a bit mad to me anyway. But everyone was vibes in. And I'm standing on them, like there's like this thing sort of like near the middle of the dance floor, and everyone's just dancing and vibes and whatnot, and I'm looking on the stage. EZ was DJing at the time. Yeah, that was one of the reasons why I went. EZ was DJing and whatnot, and I remember thinking to myself, I need to try and figure out how I can get on this stage. I'm not vibes in. I just want to just chat some lyrics on the microphone. That's all I could think about.
That's crazy.
So anyway, now I'm watching what was going on and whatnot. We've left. Then the next time I'm like, yeah, I'm on going back. So I've gone back here and I said to the MC at the time, like, is it all right if I go out there and just chat some lyrics and whatnot? And then it was like, yeah. Bro, I went up on stage now, yeah. I start chatting my lyrics now and whatnot. Everyone's giving me some and I'm like, this is mad. Yeah. So anyway, now, proper vibes in now, yeah. And I felt like, literally, I remember leaving saying to myself, I want to be involved. I just want to be involved. And the promoter at the time, his name was called Jonathan. He was like, oh, what's your name, whatnot? I told him. And then he was like, yeah, come back. So I was going back there every other week and just chatting my lyrics and whatnot. Little did I know at the time that I was building a little reputation in my area. I didn't really know this. I'm just going there and just chatting my lyrics and then just leaving.
What's your lyric though? Just give me a 4-bar.
Nah, it was shit. I'm not even doing that. But it was a garage, you know, like a typical kind of garagey type of lyric.
I do it, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, come on, you're doing your thing. Yeah, come on.
You have the melody, yeah, that kind of vibe. So anyway, now going back there, and then there was another under 18s that started up, which was like so this one was every other week. Then the other one was in between that time. So it was like there was an under 18 happening every week, and they asked me to come there and do my thing or whatnot. But once we got to a certain age, this thing had stopped, yeah, and I'd always gone past that same building, but I'd not been in there since I was a youth. Since it all stopped. Do you get what I'm saying? And from that, I was doing and I met bare people. I met so many DJs, MCs. This was a time as well where I mentioned, yeah, I don't know if you ever remember, So Solid used to come there. And then like there was a few times where like me and Mega Man used to be outside just chatting, and like Mega Man would be asking me like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on with you? And I was in my own crew at the time. So I wasn't like that I couldn't really entertain the So Solid thing. Not that he was like...
Oh, so you're saying you were going to sign So Solid, Chuckie?
Yes! Yes! Yeah? We was lightly having that conversation. But he was just there. But do you know what though? You got to think, yeah? You see, as a youth, do you know how much of a G that makes me look where Mega Man's outside in the green TT? Yeah? Because that's what their thing was, isn't it? Yeah? Outside of the, with the flipping Afro comb with the thing and whatnot. And we're just outside reasoning and whatever else. Like, to me, that like, to everyone else, that just looked like the coldest thing.
Oh, that was crazy.
My only regret at the time is that I didn't bring my crew in more, though. Because even though I was like going there and doing what I was doing, the promoter wasn't really loving the whole crew thing like that. Every once in a while, man could come up there and chat lyrics and whatnot, but he just didn't really like that. And I think every time I think back to that stage, I always think I should have done more to bring in the man them. I should have just stood on it and been like, well, boy, you know what? Maybe I can't even. I don't know. Like, I should have just done more. Yeah, and I'm very regretful about that, to be honest with you. But that's a conversation.
You live and you learn, man. You live and you learn.
Yeah. But though, so much memories of being there and like so many connections that I made around that time, but also how it inspired me to wanna. I knew my life wasn't gonna involve me being an MC really, because I only really did that because the people on my estate did it and like, people in my crew did it and whatnot. I just ended up becoming kind of popular because of being in that space. But I always wanted to play music and DJ and that. But being in there made me realize I really want to be involved in stuff. Do you know what I mean? So when I went in there to the thing, it was a beautiful service. But I remember looking around thinking, wow, like this was where for me it actually started. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, we was in the bedroom doing tapes and chatting shit and doing all of that, yeah. But going on that same stage and chatting the lyric, and I still remember just the reception that I got from chatting the lyric, it just did so much for my confidence, bro.
It does.
You get what I'm saying?
The reception, it was almost like YouTube in a real life. You get comments straight away.
Yes.
So you're like, oh,
yeah,
this bar's kind of crazy.
Yeah, man. So yeah, it was special. It was an unfortunate day, but it was special. But also, I say it was unfortunate, but at the same time, it was like the way the service was set out. It wasn't. I wasn't in an environment where it was like hella distraught. I think this was one where it was a real celebration of life because Sean's mum in particular, she lived a long life. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't a tragic death. It wasn't a thing where she died mad young or anything. She lived a long life and like a life of God, but also strong community. So there was people from Brixton there, people from all over the place and whatnot that really checked for this woman. It was just a really, really nice. It was just like two sides of it was really nice to see that, witness it, even to be invited to go there, to be honest with you. But then also to be in the space that I was at when I was a youth and queuing up, pay £7, go in there, and all of a sudden now I don't have to pay £7 anymore.
You're in there on the stage.
I can walk in.
Back door.
Yes.
So Solid. Try sign you up.
Yeah.
Come on, fam.
All of that.
Mega Man.
To bits.
If you was with Mega Man back in the day, my fam, do you know how crazy that would have been?
Bruv, I respect Mega Man a lot, you know. I remember the time now when, see the second under 18s that I was doing, yeah. I used to roll with them a lot. And like, I used to go outside and fly with them sometimes. These times I'm a proper youth, man. One time I'm outside Coliseum. Remember Coliseum, yeah?
Yeah,
I'm outside Coliseum flying. Too young to get in there, but I'm just outside there. Mega Man comes out and he goes, make sure they're not taking the piss out of you, you know. What are you doing out here? Because I'm young, innit? He's like, what? Like, why are you outside flying for them, man? Like, is everything all right? I'm like, I wanted to be outside.
Yeah,
that was cool for me. Do you know what I mean? But he was just making sure that these man weren't trying to take that. Do you get what I'm saying?
You know, it's so crazy. You see, when you have that type of power and status, once you've done that, that's all you need to do.
Yeah.
Once man them go, oh what? He's checking for, all right, let's take care of him.
Yes.
Let's take care of him. That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
For selfish reasons and for safety reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
They want to get in with Mega Man. They don't want to get hurt by Mega Man.
Exactly.
It makes sense. It feels right. Do you know what? You're talking about death right there and balance. It's kind of, with all the things that we see today, I think that's the one time you look at death and you can accept the balance when there's been a long life. You go, they've
That's
done
true.
so much. You get to see so much people at the funeral. There's so much of abundance of love, people, stories. It's when it's a shorter life, I think it's very difficult for people to accept that balance because
100.
you ain't got enough of the story. So
No.
it's not. It's obviously I accept death is a part of life. So I just hope moving forward, it's more stories like that at ESA.
Well, naturally, it's like your cousin, innit? It's like that's hard, isn't it? Because he's a young brother.
Yeah, it's a young brother. So it's crazy, bro. Like.
Same with me. When my cousin passed away, it's like it's hard to think about the celebration of life in those moments so quickly.
Of course.
Because they were so young and there was so much more of the story that we were thinking that we would see.
And we didn't even get the opportunity to.
You
see that whole thing, balance as well. Balance was something I needed 2 days ago.
Why?
Because I'm walking off the Finsbury Park overground down the staircase because I want to go central London to do my thing. I'm wearing shorts. I'm on my phone and I've decided that I don't want to get the earpiece with no string because I want people to know I just don't want to talk to them when I'm on the train. So the strings are there so you know I'm just listening to something.
Strongly.
Can you mind your business? I'm just trying to mind mine. As I've come off the last step and I've turned right and now I need to take my phone out just to tap because I don't want to pay the wrong price on the underground. I want to tap properly and do my thing. As I've done that and I go to put my hand back in my pocket to elevate to take a next step, a man comes out of nowhere and just barges me. My balance was all over the place. I'm looking at the brother like, what's going on? I see a fully grown man in a tracksuit looking at me. Now I'm wearing shorts, I got a long jacket, a white t-shirt, I'm looking cute as fuck. I got loafers on, like nigga please, like you're messing up the swags right now. I said to him, what's the problem, my brother? He's like, yo man, can you check out my YouTube channel? He stands there and starts scrolling on YouTube looking for his channel.
So his introduction to you was a barge.
Big man. I said, big man, you want to have a conversation with me about YouTube after barging me?
That's things. That's things.
Luckily for everyone, even me, because this guy was big. And the questions I were asking, I don't believe he had the answers. But he's the only one that should have. Because I don't understand how you want to show me your YouTube channel by barging into... My brother goes, yo, poet. I said, big man, thank you for saving me because I'm tired of these situations I'm getting in on the street.
What, someone else came in and
intervened, and then he's left standing there looking awkward. And all I'm thinking is, the public, honestly, Chuckie, a vast majority of the public need to get off their phone.
Oh, yeah.
They're so absorbed with what they see on their phone, they're led to believe that I have the same information as them. You mean that you've watched me all day and now when you see me, I know you've watched me all day. I have no clue, my brother. So when you come up to me, you got to come up to me on some I don't know vibe.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
You're walking up to me like, because you know my personality, as if to say, I know yours. Big man, I don't even know your name. I feel like Alicia Keys in the coffee shop. Just be normal. Is that so much to ask, Chuckie?
Nah, that's a great... I like how you landed that.
Brother, I just think some of the public just need to we need to be obsessed with this. Not obsessed with what's in this or in this bag. Or just, some of us I think are going crazy, Chuckie, I do.
Yeah.
There's no balance, man.
There's none. Hey, before we even get into anything here, I remember you saying there was something that was was happening in your yard. Do you remember? Wasn't you having a problem in your yard? Wasn't you having a problem in your house a couple of weeks ago where you said there was something in there? Am I going mad?
There was something.
No, we spoke about the mouse, didn't we?
Yeah, we locked it up.
But there was something else.
There was something there was a squirrel in my house.
Oh my gosh.
There was a small fox underneath a passageway in my bath and the small staircase in my house, and I believe it died.
Oh.
Why do I believe that?
It stopped. Oh, it stank. Oh no.
Now, the level of stress I went through.
No.
People, I'm getting robbed. The house stinks. Like, they're just bad. Everything stinks right now. I just need to. But we've kind of sorted it out now. There's someone coming. I just went mad. And now we're going to get, obviously it's going to cost a bit of bread. But
yeah,
the
there
whole
you
thing
go.
is getting sorted out. Because my Lord. Basically, there's a passageway. Because I live in an old Victorian house.
Yeah.
So where I live, the whole road has a passageway which connects from the top of the road to the bottom of the road.
Oh, underground.
Yeah. So it's like, obviously, if you're a human, I don't imagine you can get there. But if you're something else,
you can. Easy.
Now, for me, I had to let everybody on the road know that don't make me feel comfortable. Okay, if you don't clean your house adequately and then you invite something, we've all invited something. So I decided to let people know I'm blocking the thing. I don't care about this Victorian tradition or none of that. I don't care what trouble I get in.
Yeah.
I can't hear fox underneath my bath.
No.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's anxiety provoking. I can't deal
What?
with that. That's mental.
I can hear it screeching, fam.
Yeah, that's mad. That's mad.
That's not one.
You know the ones where I'm laying in the bed with a girl, it's 3:30 in the morning, I heard it, and now I have to be a man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I didn't plan for this.
Now you gotta be the hero. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Flipping hell, putting me under pressure. I don't need no more, man. But yeah, man, that was happening in my house, but it's all getting sorted out. By tomorrow, by Monday, it'll be fully resolved. So, new bathroom, man. Yeah, man, new
big
bathroom
up,
alert. Come on, man.
Yeah, new stuff.
Yeah, forget
things
new
going
stuff,
on and
man.
whatever.
There's no new stuff happening in the world, though, Chuckie. It's just the same old stories recycled.
Like what's gone on in Manchester.
Jesus
How about
Christ,
that? Let's
bro.
go there. What is the full context? What do you know about what happened in Manchester?
From my ignorance, there are 3 young men, brown, ethnic minorities, who have, from what we see, been mistreated by the Greater Metropolitan Police of Manchester. Whatever the incident was, where they apparently accused one of the 3 individuals of hitting a female officer to which her nose was bleeding, their response to that situation, despite the fact that they're here to serve and protect, was to throw the young gentleman on the floor and kicking one in the head. And then I found out this morning he now has a cyst in his brain or in his mind, in his head. So I just don't understand how someone that's here to serve and protect will attack 3 gentlemen that clearly don't look like they're trying to fight them. So this is an attack. That kick to the head and stamp to the head is crazy. That just, God forgive me for accusing anyone of this, but Chuckie, if you asked me for a 4-second video clip of what racism looks like, I might send that.
Imagine if we couldn't see. Imagine if we couldn't see.
Imagine there was no video. For real. Imagine if we couldn't see. Oh yeah.
Imagine what was going on as well at a time where we couldn't see.
I saw that tweet you said something about the incident. Imagine what we didn't see or something like that. I was like, for real, you know.
When I see stuff like this, I just think this guy is on camera. Imagine if we couldn't see.
You know, one of them's a police officer as well, who now hasn't gone into work because he's afraid of being beat up.
Do you know what? Let's take the stamp away for a minute, yeah? Let's just take the stamp of the head away for a minute. You see the knee to the back that he gave this guy? You know he could have broken his spine, bro.
Of course.
This Don, when you look at his face, and you look at the pink in his face in that moment, yeah, he has completely lost control. He has completely lost control. He does not give one fuck about any. For a clean 7 or 8 seconds, in my mind, he wants to kill this guy. And as far as I'm concerned, yeah, to stamp on somebody's head like that, that is attempted murder as far as I'm concerned. You take a big foot, you stamp on the head so that the head could hit the hard concrete. That is attempted murder in my eyes. And I'm sure that is attempted murder in the eyes of the law, by the way. You can go and try and find that. Anyway, but that whole thing is absolutely mental. This Don could have broken 9 noses. He could have broken 9 noses. It wasn't for him to go and stamp on somebody's head like that and to knee somebody in the back like that. That's outrageous, bro. That is outrageous. It's unacceptable. And then the other guy who's sitting on the bench or whatever, and he's got his hands behind his head. Either way, he's sitting there, and they're dealing with him like he's on some extreme resisting thing. Like, it's mental. Even before that, there's like footage before that. Is that his mum, by the way, or is that just? Imagine as a mother having to see that, by the way. That's just crazy. You know, but even before all of that, when they was pepper spraying the guy in the face and whatnot, it's like, Wait a minute. How did we get here?
Yeah.
Chuckie, what's a dozen?
This one was crazy, bro.
Look at this. Look at that. He's kicked him in the stomach, bro.
They're going mad.
Bro, I truly believe he realised that he had fucked up on the first stamp, so he said, I'm going all out, bro. There is no way.
Jesus, bro. I don't think you should put that on the screen, by the way.
Please don't put that on the screen. EA Sports, Chuckie, what is a dozen?
Go on.
12, sir.
12, yeah? So let's go back 12 years. What year is that?
2012.
What happened that year?
Mark dozen.
So you mean to tell me, even 12 years ago to now, we're dealing with the same problems, just looks different. If you're not getting shot outside a council estate, you're getting punched up in an airport. And it's crazy that Mr. Robinson had to come in and try and say that they're playing victim, because they soon after showed a video of Mr. Robinson at the airport also playing victim with the police. So Mr. Robinson, in this occasion, you need to dance a yard. But with everybody else now, honestly, Chucks, do you know what they need to do with police? Because I think it's the motive of the man. It can't be I'm not going to blame the police officers now. I'm like, let's just me try and be different now. These people, I always want to know your motivation for being a police officer. And this is the reasons why I say that. I would never want to be a police officer, because if I'm a police officer, then I need to basically defend the laws of this country. But I don't agree with the laws of this country. So I'm afraid I'm a Rasta. I can't be a police officer because they're just telling me things that I can't do, that I won't do. So it just doesn't make sense for me. Now, if you take on defending the laws of this country and you believe that this country is here to hold us back, then it leads me to believe if you're passionate about this job, that makes perfect sense. So just to avoid these situations happening, isn't there some type of test that we can do with these people just to figure out if they've got a bit of a hidden ulterior motive within them to join the police office? Yeah. Because if they end up getting there at 19, 20 and they have this hidden agenda that their dads brought into their mind because they were young, naive and so on and so forth, once they're in a place where they can exercise it for years and they still got their family around them, and when they go to the workforce it just exercises the same values that they have in their household, by the time they're 32 years old you can't tell them nothing. If they're the chief whatever, they're punching up black youths, Asian youths, Albanian youths, to punching them all up, bro. And then before you know it, you've got situations like you got in the States, fam, where innocent black women are just getting killed by an officer that's up 6 points. If you up 6 times before, but no one gives a shit. He doesn't give a shit because it just doesn't matter. I can get another opportunity. It's just like there needs to be some type of test where we take a look at the mind of these officers, purely because ethnic minorities in this country is growing. I don't know what it was in London at one point, but now it's like 49% ethnic minority. So if you are a police officer working in London and you've come from flipping Hartlepool or something like that, I just don't believe your expertise are going to be very good in working with the public within that area. That might be your response. I don't know for sure, but clearly we have an issue. What are we doing about it?
Yeah, I like where you're going with that still. I think that they do that though.
Okay.
But and I'm assuming that they would have to do that. But do you know what, yeah? To be objective and to like unpack it even further,
yeah,
I think that like the one issue is that there's certain jobs within this country, yeah, that people are not doing so much anymore for whatever reason. So one is like, you know, they're finding it hard to get teachers for whatever reason. There's a lot of people that are like, there's all of these little jobs within our communities and whatever, yeah, that people are just not doing so much anymore. And one of them is actually police. They're not like, there's not a whole load of people trying to be police officers anymore for whatever reason that might be. You can unpack that in from different angles, yeah. So I think when we went through a situation where the police was underfunded, they took away a lot of the police, yeah, and then they did start to try to recruit a lot of police officers back. I'm not sure how true that is, really, because I hear from a lot of people that there's this thing of like feeling as though there's not so much police presence. I think that although they will say that they do this thing, this monitoring of the brain or testing your personality to see X, Y, and Z, because they are so understaffed, they're just recruiting people, and this is one of the reasons why this is happening. Do you get what I'm saying? On paper they will say, yeah, look, you know, these are the things that we have done and put in place and whatnot. Remember, there was a police officer not that long ago who duppied the woman. she was trying to get home or whatever, and he ended up having her in the car or some shit like that, raped her. There was all kinds of mad things.
That armed police guy, right?
Yeah. So
in England?
again, again, it was in South London. Again, they will say, you know what, the police have to go through this type of training, this type of thing, or whatever else. Yeah, but if for example they're understaffed and there's a small group of people that are coming in to become police officers, I can easily imagine that bare of them end up sliding through the cracks. Oh yeah, Sarah Everard. That's it. That name must ring a bell, innit?
But then Chuckie, do you know what's crazy?
Was it in Brixton that happened, by the way?
She was walking home
from Clapham Common. That's it. Yeah.
Lad, do you know what's crazy? Yeah. So like 12 years ago, when the riots happened, I know I got made redundant at my working field. Like loads of people got made redundant. They closed down like 75% of youth provision, and then they funded more private sector. They funded more police. They gave more community support officers jobs and so on and so forth. So if you increased police presence in 2012 and now you're running out of people to employ, big man, this is a PP. This is you lot's problem. Like, why is it like you can't just understand that you've made a massive error and find out a way to solve that problem moving forward? If you're going to have a lack of police presence for a period of time, I understand that's bad because crime is probably on the rise, but big man, you shouldn't have done what you done in 2012. It's almost like it had a spike in crime and felt like we had to employ more police, but that spike in crime was because of injustice. It wasn't because of like just everyday stuff. And they reacted off injustice, like as if to say, look, we got to make sure this doesn't happen again. Well, just don't kill people for no reason and it doesn't happen again. And it's like now 12 years later, you want to, I mean, your PR's terrible. Like, who am I to talk? My it's getting better. But PR is terrible, police. Like, if you want more people...
The PR got good over the last week, by the way.
It's got really good. Look at me, I'm wearing pink. Come on, my G's. But the police's PR has been bad for a while. For a very, very long while. And I think more situations where this is public, the information's public, like you said, imagine we can't see. More information like this that people can see, and you have younger generations of 10, 11-year-olds that hear music that says F the police. If you want to reshape your PR, you should make an example of this young man. By making examples of these people, all of a sudden you're telling 11 and 12-year-olds growing up in this country, wow, you can get justice if you work for the police. Even if you're a police officer, you can't get away with murder, literally. So the good thing is, all of a sudden, you're changing your PR. And even though I don't agree with the principles of your country, you're probably going to get more people coming to wanting to be police officers. But right now, you've got bad PR because you're doing bad things. And then you're employing people just quickly through this cracks in the concrete because you can't get no one. And situations like this are happening far too often, Chuckie.
Can I say, as I say this metaphorically,
Yeah.
They should hang this brother. And what I mean by that is that they should make the example in front of everyone. And there can't be a police officer that turns around and says, well, see, this is why it's hard to be a police officer because you make a mistake in this. This is not a mistake. This is attempted murder in my eyes.
Can I ask you a question?
Everyone universally should look at that and say, this was handled in a terrible, terrible way. So you have to make an example out of that. You have to. And if it means that in the process there is less of them, then there just has to be less of them. It's better that there's less of them than more of that. Because one day, one day, what's going to happen is, we're just going to end up touching the road again. I'm sorry. That's what's going to happen. If there's more of that, then people are going to end up touching the road again. And I believe that if we get to a stage where a vast majority of people are feeling like they need to touch the road again, then I think it's going to be terrible scenes.
Oh, 100%.
It's going to be terrible scenes.
There should be something here, what I personally feel. And I don't know how you would be able to find out that information with situations like this, because it's kind of based on, I guess, people's opinion. But it would be nice to know if you could get on your record permanently when you've killed someone out of racism, or if you've done something that's racially provoked.
Oh yeah, like if you've sexually assaulted somebody,
it stays on your record forever.
Yeah.
Why don't this stay on your record forever? Because do you know what? It's like we just keep taking it for a standalone situation, and then that, if it's, say for example, I don't know what the terms are, but say it's GBH. If it's GBH but it's racially provoked, it's not the same as something that's just normal, or not normal. Let's say GBH is normal, but it's not the same as another type of interpretation of GBH, because you could place that person in a circumstance with the same people that he seems to have a problem with, and you wouldn't know any different because you've just said GBH. Next thing you know, GBH just continuously happens because he's in an environment which triggers him because he's racist. If he's had, he's on a job and it's a black boy, he might be a little bit more aggressive. We have to be able to point those people out in public because it's becoming unfair, fam. Like, realistically, you take a look at it, black men are getting killed, fam. Black women are getting killed, fam. Our younger individuals, the younger generation of brown people, ethnic minorities, they're all getting beat up, killed. This is a joke, bro. How can we put something in place to save us, to prevent any more bad things happening? Do you know where I'm coming from? Because lives are being lost.
Yeah, but I think a lot of that is so much more deep rooted, where like you got, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's that's a big conversation, because that's a real deep rooted issue.
But if I'm saying 12 years ago, a man's dead because he's black, and we can see it's racially provoked, and maybe not even just because he's black, maybe it's just because he's working class, maybe it's the culture, maybe it's that, we're in working class youths, we don't need them, dead them off. When are we gonna stop all that, fam? Because now 12 years later, we got this.
But the law is, which they would say is supposed to be based upon a fact,
Yeah, for real.
You see, that is a bit more nuanced and a bit more subjective, because even though we can see what we see, we can look at, as far as I'm concerned, I'm sure a stamp on the head is attempted murder. We can maybe find that, But if that is, then factually he's stamped on the head. But the racial motivation, there would have to be more to see in that for that to be 100%. On somebody's record. Do you get
but
then
couldn't we take a look at your history and take a look at how many times you've been in similar situations and how you've dealt with them? Now, if you tend to be more aggressive with working class, or you tend to be more aggressive with ethnic individuals, then that would be a way that we can go, well, when you dealt with this person over here in a similar situation, you didn't feel the need to do X, Y, and Z. What were the circumstances? Can you let us know what happened? If we find that they were similar to this, then it's like, well, it's on you. Why is it when you're under the same circumstances with someone that's a little bit darker than yourself, you seem to feel the need to be more aggressive? And then it's on to you to justify your actions. If you can't justify your actions, maybe you lead us no choice but to say, this feels a little bit racially motivated, my guy. And then we say, boom, that's on your record. Because we're just taking a look at your history and we're asking you why you did it. And we're trying to get justification for it. And if you ain't punching up no middle class white people, but you're just punching up working class ethnic minorities, brother, there has to be a way that we can be safe, fam.
I'm gonna read this quickly.
Imagine if we couldn't see. What's the main thing here?
So in
attacks of the head, such as stomping, to be classified as attempted murder. Where's the source?
So this is a parliamentary. When you send off a petition.
Oh, okay.
To Parliament.
So it says this petition was rejected on the 11th of September 2020 for not being a government or parliamentary matter.
So read this. Bro.
So what does that mean?
So it says, we can't accept your petition because the UK government and Parliament aren't responsible for the issue raised. Decisions on what constitutes attempted murder is a matter for the police, prosecuting authorities, and the court.
Stop.
What?
Wait, stop. So let me just read that. Decisions on what constitutes as attempted murder is a matter for the police, prosecuting authorities, and the courts based on the specific case, the specifics of the case. So that means in this context, it isn't fair.
That's not fair, bro. How can the people that can do it make the law for it? It should be like, for example, a group of individuals, everybody goes, these are the laws, and then they go, all right, since these are the laws, police, you make sure that we protect these laws. You're basically saying to the very people that can actually be aggressors, you police, you tell us how far is far. So then that way they can get away with it. That's mad, bro.
It's mad that they can do that, but I guess the prosecuting authorities would then make it. That makes the most sense, though, because that is court stuff.
What do you mean?
Do you get what I'm saying? So in the court, they're the ones, it's different to the police, innit? They look at the matter and they will say, okay, is this attempted murder or not? Judging by their principles of the law that they study, not by the police. So the police can turn around and say, this police officer can turn around and say, look, this was a situation that I was in and I felt like I needed to do it for X, Y, and Z and whatever, yeah? But But the court, the prosecuting authorities will dash that aside. They will look at that for exactly what that is.
There's a law that,
and then what ends up happening is they will then label that. Let's say, for example, they will label that as attempted murder. Then, when it goes into court, you are then judged by your peers, isn't it? It's like people of your community that will then, you know, you go through the court process, and it will be for them to turn around and say, was it attempted murder or was it not? And that's where the game starts, because the prosecutor, and the defense are now having to persuade or to talk to the jury on.
Basically saying it's not this.
Yeah, so the prosecutor will say, this is why we believe it is attempted murder, and the defense will turn around and say, well, this is why it isn't, and the jury will then at the end of it turn around and say, boom. But I think you should take the police out of that.
Yeah, read that.
I think in this context, you have to take the police out of it because it was the police that did it.
That's what makes it confusing, Chuckie. It makes it feel like, whoa, that's mad.
Whether an act is attempted murder is based on the intent of the actions rather than the type of the action.
So what's the intent of kicking your head once I've got you on the floor?
Right.
Well, he can always make an argument, innit?
What would the argument be?
Obviously,
objectively.
Not to say that you're a bad person, so you just know the argument, but just out of curiosity.
Off the top of my head, he could be like, he tried to use his head. He tried to lift his body up.
Nah. I'm
not saying that. They're gonna find anything to say.
No, I'm hearing you. You're not saying that's the argument. You're saying that's what they could say. I hear you.
That's what they would.
And you know what? For everyone at home, if that's what you would say, you heard the reaction. Change it. Change it.
That's attempted murder.
Change it. Of course, it's attempted murder. I've watched American History X. That's attempted murder.
Yeah, bro, that's crazy.
There's no other reason to kick somebody in the head than to incapacitate them, bro.
Bro?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no other reason.
And do you know what it is? It looks like what's one thing I don't believe you should implement when working in that job. It looked like an emotional reaction.
Of course it was. That's the pink in the face.
That's it.
That's why for me, instantly, the moment your emotions are involved in something where you're dealing with a large group of people and their safety, I don't believe you're an adequate member of this team here. I don't think you should be working because you genuinely believe your emotional state is more important than the safety of the public, despite the fact your job is here to serve and protect. It doesn't make sense.
I'll tell you what would make sense though.
What?
If so you said that the guy did assault an officer, right?
Yeah.
If he was chopping that officer.
What are you talking about?
If the guy was chopping that officer, the girl, and then the girl got hit, you lost your head, right?
Either way, he's lost.
Either way,
but
because now you're justifying his emotion.
I'm not justifying.
I'm saying
that I can't see a reason why you would taser a guy. He's on the floor and kick him.
I gave you the reason.
No, the only thing I can think of.
Ray, say it with me.
Ray.
Ray.
Not necessarily though. But I hear it. I'm with you, but not necessarily. He could have just lost his head, and that's bad.
Yeah.
You can't in that situation you just can't do that. There isn't a context that you just can't do that.
But Chuckie, if you watch the video back, sorry to cut you. If you watch the video back here, I can always be like, in the heat of the moment, I see why you lose your head when someone triggers you.
Yeah.
And I've watched the video, and I'm saying, if you're a police officer, in terms of verbal insults and all of that, you can't tell me you're triggered by that today. Get out. Go Twitter. Go anywhere, police get abused. There's songs abusing you lot. So don't tell me, from what I can see, that anything happened where you're triggered. For me, the reason why I say it racist is not because he's kicked his head when he's on the floor. It's like, if you were having a fight, an altercation, and that was the end part of it, fair enough. My guy is standing there, looking like a complete victim, and you look like the aggressor. And not only do you throw him to the floor, but after you were in a position of strength, I'm standing up, you're on the floor, on your belly, my guy. I kick you.
Yeah.
My nigga, I don't even think you would treat a dog like that, my guy. Like, you're treating a human being worse than an ant, dirt, flies. To me, that's a hatred. That's not a I don't like this person. And you don't know this person to even be that invested in that person in the first place. So it makes me go, for you to be that invested in a human being has nothing to do with what he's done. There's something more. But you don't know this guy.
No. I think as well, is that like it's the argument can be that there's an evident level of like the way that he's dealt with him like he's inferior.
Bro.
Do you get what I'm saying? It's like the way that he's handled him is, I'm here and you're a cockroach. Do you get what I'm saying? When you look at like some of the war crimes of what's happened in the past, of course, like people are going out there risking their life for countries and whatever else, yeah. But sometimes in that, when you look at what some of these soldiers have ended up going and doing to the people that live in the countries, it's mental. And the reason being that they're doing that is because they put themselves in a mindset of, you are a cockroach. You're not even a human being to me. So that's why it's easy for them to put themselves in that mode to do that. Yeah. It's dangerous. It's mad.
It's not even worse than a cockroach.
Imagine what happens when you can't see. Imagine what happens when you can't see.
I think you're not even a cockroach. You know what I think you are? A statistic and a write-up, bro.
Yeah.
We arrested 70% of the people that we whatever, and let's do a write-up on the people that we did it with. I feel like in your job, everybody has objectives that they need to meet. That look like maybe you haven't met all your objectives this month as well. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I just don't understand how people deal with people like that. It's just very, very confusing. When you deal with someone like they're a product, or like they're a number, or they're a statistic, or a write-up, you have completely blocked out just the human aspect of what's going on. Can we talk about this? That's just gone out the window. Because in your mind, brown, ethnic minority, 46% of these people commit this type of crime. Those are all the things that's in your mind. Not who's this, is he alright, what did he do wrong? All this information from your job. He just becomes a product, a statistic. That's an issue. But it's an issue with people across the board. I can't just give it to police. It's an issue with people at record labels. It's an issue with people at the petrol station when they go and they see a man come out with a big whip. They might think he's just going to drive off and not pay for it. It's an issue with people everywhere. In their respective field, they treat people like according to their stereotypes sometimes. And it's just a little bit exhausting now, man.
I hear that.
Sorry.
I was going to say, the reason why there's space for stuff like this to happen is because there's a lack of repercussions for the feds.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
That's why I'm saying they got to, like, in this situation here, bro, this has to happen in front of everyone. The repercussion has to happen in front of everyone. And then also, more so importantly, in front of the police too, to let them know, yeah, regardless of whether we are underfunded or not, if it has to be that there's going to be less of us, then it has to be less of us than to be doing this, because we can potentially put the country in a situation where people are going to touch the road again. And then what happens when people touch the road and there isn't even enough of you anyway? That's when it gets even more mad.
I say this for the boxing match of KSI. That's my
what?
Yeah.
Who?
If you racially attack someone, you have to have a boxing match of KSI.
I hear it loudly.
Just so we can increase his undefeated record, so we can smack someone up. Because KSI has got energy. He's out here punching up boxers. So imagine what he'll do to the racists. I think you have to have a boxing match of KSI.
I mean, I was going to move off this quickly, yeah, but just going to America, Sonya, what's her surname?
I'll find it now.
That's mad, bro.
So, some footage I saw, which I actually skimmed past bare times. I scrolled past it enough times.
Sonya
Massey, yeah. She calls out the police. She's evidently not well, yeah, and the maddest thing is, I
can't watch it no more though.
Yeah, I don't want to watch it.
I can't watch it no more. I'm literally
I think the maddest thing about it is that, like, one of the first things she even mentions to them is something about, like, them not hurting her. And somehow, later on into this footage, this police officer ends up shooting her in the face. And his thing is, she was about to throw water at me. I can't have water being thrown at me. That was his thing. And you know what I thought when I first watched it, bro? Imagine what was going on when we couldn't see. These officers, those ones, they got body camera footage. They're turning it on. Watch this. That's the thing. Watch this. So to have this on and to handle a situation like that, imagine what was going on when we couldn't see. This woman called them. They didn't just turn up and, there was a situation going on or whatever else. She called them. When she called them, she highlighted, even in the fact that she's not all there. There's something in her consciousness that is saying to her, yeah, I hope you ain't going to hurt me. She doesn't put it like that, but essentially like that. Even somewhere where she's not coherent, she's still thinking, I've called them, but they might hurt me. They turn the camera on and then, okay, cool, she's got a boiling water or whatever it may be, yeah? And the officer tells her, you ain't, because she says, I'm going to rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And he says, you better not, because I will shoot you in the face. He bypasses the taser.
And shoots her in the face.
And shoots her in the face. Imagine if we couldn't see that. Imagine if we couldn't see that. There would be no one to be able to say like what actually happened. She would have just been a dead woman. She would have just been passed off as a crazy bitch, because that's what he called her.
He did.
He called her a crazy bitch. Bro. Yeah. Went outside, called her a crazy bitch, yeah. You could see, let me be honest with you. You see when he went outside and he was still trying to justify this water thing, them officers just didn't feel right about it. You know, you could just kind of see it. You could see it, bro. They're all just standing there and something just didn't feel right. And I think it might have been adding to the fact of what you mentioned before. He's had issues before, this police officer. There's been situations where he's been fired from this, or there's just been certain things that's been raised up or whatnot. So imagine they're turning up and he so happens to have shot and killed somebody because she's just a crazy bitch. Imagine if we couldn't see.
Don't you reckon?
This is like
ridiculous, bro.
It's mental.
Do you not thinking, Chucks? Yeah, you know, like musicians, yeah, give away so much. They rap about absolutely everything. Their baby mums, the amount of drugs they're selling to, who they shot, all of this nonsense. They rap about all of it. We get entertained, but the police get information, and they use it against you in court like Young Thug. I think we deserve an even playing field. I think, depending on what town, county, or whatever you are, you should have the ability to watch body cam footage from at least one police officer all day. It should be available all day like a streaming thing, wherever you are. So if I live in Tottenham, I should be able to watch body cam footage from one officer all day from the moment he's inside his workplace, but the moment he's on the roads and he's about to go on a job, we should be able to watch all of it. Because you saw it to all of us afterwards anyway, and you lot are here to serve and protect. So why can't we have access to that information as soon as it's happening? So then that way, when something goes wrong straight away, the same way you want to use our evidence of music against us, as public, we will use the information that's available to us 24/7 of you acting inappropriate in public. We will have the information straight away as well. That would make it fair.
Usually they don't like those footages don't come out immediate.
It should start coming out immediately because the music does. You can make a song and we can come out tomorrow, and you will use it in court on Friday. I'm saying all this information that's coming out of these police officers, that body cam footage of or whatever it is of this incident here, this is the 7th incident. You mean 6 people need to die before we get to see one thing that he's done? Or 6 incidents have to happen prior? Why should you have all this privilege? I'm just saying, you back people into the corner, they change. You give people space, they're relaxed. You start backing some of these officers in the corner and compromising some of the things that they would love to have as a luxury. They'll start looking around their office like, bro, you better fix up. Look what they're trying to take from us. Right now, they're just saying to their guy, oh, it's so funny, look what you done. He's not prepared to do it, but he'll tell his colleague it's funny. The moment he realizes that what his colleague's doing now is going to affect his finance and his ability to do his job, he might be trying to cheat on his missus on a low. He might, when he's got his body, he might go and link a little thing on the sly, and now he can't link his thing. Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden he's saying to my man, yo, I know you like slapping up Benjamin and them, man, but you might have to tone it down, bro, because Amanda over there with the big back is really giving me my food and I'm wanting to do my thing, and show us the footage. Show us the footage, you cheaters.
Well, I think the thing is, though, when these type of things happen, obviously the footage is there and it gets used in court and that, but that turns into a whole next thing, because even though the law is supposed to be based on facts and all of this type of stuff, and it's supposed to be implemented for all of us. Yeah. The reality is that it's human beings that is operating it, and human beings can be swindled, they can be bribed, they can be crooked, there can be, and this is one of the reasons why there's bare officers that's done mad stuff like this. I see footage. I know this is gonna sound like a mad thing to say, yeah, but I saw something that was so outrageous, yeah. I couldn't believe this done bust case, bro. Do you know what happened? The officer, they've turned up because apparently there's someone in the building with a strap. Yeah. They've turned up, yeah, and the aggression that they've come with is just mad. So they've told these people to come out of their room.
Yeah.
This youth's come out of the room. They're telling him, shouting at him, get on the fucking floor, otherwise I'm going to shoot you. This dude is shook. He don't know what the hell's going on, you know. He don't know what's going on. He's going on the floor, but he's scared because the officer keeps telling him, if you move an inch, I'm going to shoot you. But in the time that he's saying, if you move an inch, I'm going to shoot you, he's also saying, put your hands here, put your legs there, put your this there. If you don't do that, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. And he's just getting like so rattled. He don't know what the hell's going on, yeah? And he's saying, cruel to me right now. Cruel to me right now. As the youth's trying to cruel to him, he's giving him some next obstruction. The officer just shoots him, bro. Just shoots him. It's on thing, but it's on YouTube, bro. And it's on YouTube, and he bust case, bro.
And is this kid done something wrong?
No, they do. So basically, the officers was there under the impression that there was somebody in there with a strap. I don't know what the dude with the strap had done, but somebody was in there causing some riot with a strap. So I don't know. The youth that he has shot and killed wasn't the youth with the strap, though.
What?
Yeah, it wasn't the youth with the strap. And bro, he bust case.
But watch where he didn't bust case in the public. I know where you're coming from, but all I'm saying is with these rappers, they're getting scrutinized on Twitter, Instagram, everything. They make all these songs. This rapper. I want, maybe not the first incident, because you know what? Because we all pay tax, you know. If you don't like what you see on the BBC, you can complain.
Yeah.
Because you pay for that. So if we're paying for services to be served and protected, and I don't feel served and protected, why can't we have an opportunity to complain? We like complaining. Let's find a way to complain about this. And I'm just saying, if these police officers make about 2 errors, information should start being public. So when we see them in Sainsbury's, we don't want to give them a little smile. When we see them in Tesco's, we don't wish every little helps. I want to be able to know that the people that are working with me to help me, I want to know who they are, especially when they fucked up previously. Why should they just be able to walk around free, but we all want to point at the guys in our community like, look at this rapper, look what he's done. What about the person in their community as well? Short up black.
Tell me if I'm crazy, yeah, but here's where I give just a tiny piece of grace, and let me land. Just a tiny piece of grace. America and their gun laws.
Crazy. They're
so patriotic about their guns. They, the moment that there's ever a conversation about potentially banning guns, these will go absolutely mad. They touch the road with the straps and whatnot, and they're ready to just go crazy. And so they also have this thing about, if you stand on my property, I'm going to shoot and kill you because it's my property and I'm allowed to do that. And they all have these things and whatnot, yeah. But in that, obviously, you have a lot of illegal guns as well. There's bare straps on the road. You can go to the equivalent of Tesco's and go and buy yourself a strap alongside a piece of bread or whatnot, yeah. Bare man on the road have straps. Now, with that, in certain areas and in certain environments, yeah, where it's really, really, really going off, yeah, there are many incidences where when a dude is faced with the potential of either going to jail for going to jail for life without the possibility of parole, or even just going to jail for a second, third time or whatever else because he's got it on him, or he's done whatever it is that he's got on him, yeah, like whatever it is that he's done in his life. When confronted by the police, sometimes in them situations, man are doing whatever they can to get out of that situation. Yeah. And that means sometimes they're going to take out the thing and whatnot, and they're going to start letting it off.
Yeah.
Now, I can imagine in that, being shot is not nice. Yeah. So I say all of that to say this, yeah, and I'm only saying this when it comes to certain communities and in certain environments, yeah, that a part of me can see how when you go into a certain environment and it is really going off, and man are really letting off this thing, how there's a level of PTSD that you are even going in to even try to protect the people within the community. Do you get what I'm saying?
What, as a police officer?
Yes.
Yeah, you're doing too much. But it's okay. You do it sometimes. You want me to see where the police officer's coming from when he's probably done about 6-7 years education for this situation in the first place. I haven't done that. So I'm not going to take a look from your perspective because I clearly don't want to stand up for this country. You do.
I'm not standing up for this country. We don't have gun laws. Police. I'm talking about America.
Whatever the police are, America, Switzerland, Indonesia, wherever you are. The moment you want to be a police officer, you want to stand up for their laws. And I'm saying that is a procedure within itself. Don't tell me now that you're on the battlefield. Don't tell me about no PTSD. Your backside. You've gone and done all of this to now be in the field where you got to help people. You're telling me about PTSD. Give me some other letters. Give me STD. Give me, I don't know, GCSE. Give me something else. I'm not want to hear that, man. I'm not want to hear that. Sorry.
But I hear what you're saying.
It's not on it. Am I wrong?
No, I hear what you're saying.
Man, want to do swimming lessons and we get in the ocean and say, I can't swim. Well, guess where we are, big man? In the middle of an ocean and there's a shark. See you later. No, you can't get on my boat.
I hear what you're saying, but you could also imagine, that like, you can have a bunch of training, but when you are presented with a certain situation and someone backs out a thing on you, then that training sometimes goes, it's like you can do martial arts as much as you want, If someone punches you in the face, you might not do this.
Yeah. And what did you say? And you know what? I'm with you. Do you know why I'm with you? And you know why I don't mind? Because they've punched you in the face. You're having the fight. Right. So if you can't sort out your thing, I have no problem with that.
No, that's the example that I'm giving. So I'm not, because I need this to be clear. I'm not giving the example of a man who goes into a black woman's yard and shoots her in the face. I'm not giving that. I'm just giving a context of being in, I don't know, let's say a certain place in Chicago, for example, man are really letting off this thing left, right, and center and shooting up. They're not just, it's not about them, it's not them against the police. It's a historical issue that has been going on for a long time. So this issue that is going on is bigger than these youths that are even warring amongst each other. Just right now, in this situation, in this context, these men are shooting each other. And also in that, if I need to get away, I'm shooting at you. So if you get shot at one time, if there's a situation when you go in and you get shot at one time, I can imagine in a certain context, not this, remember, please remove this out of it. I can imagine how you do find officers in a predicament where they're almost just as shook as these, man. I'm taking this thing out quickly.
I know, but you said in that same sentence that there's some of these youths that is even bigger than them.
Yes.
So then therefore it's bigger than the police and your PTSD. So guess what? Right. I still don't care. Nobody get to the situation. Come on. We don't take a look at, the devil's side. It's just God we are dealing with.
What was I going to say? Okay. Is there, because I was watching Candice Owens,
She's amazing, by the way.
Have you heard her standpoint on this?
Oh God, what's she done?
Because do you know what? I don't know.
Candice.
I don't know if he watches enough of her.
I do,
I like. You know what it is? No, you don't.
But I don't like her.
Let me tell you what. Do you know why? Because I heard him mention Candice before, and I couldn't. But you see, you see when you listen to what you stand for and what you're about. She's not
me at all.
Big man.
Not me at all.
Bro, can I just say?
I think maybe because she's buff.
She is very pretty.
She's beautiful, man. I just seen past it.
And I'm saying this respectfully. I say this very, very respectfully. But her standpoints and her side of politics is very much the same as Lin May.
Oh, it's over here. But I think Lin May's beautiful as well. So
yes, yeah.
Lin May's
but
beautiful.
I only mention that as an example because I know how when she says certain things about politics or whatever, people are very much on her. So when Candice is doing this, recently what has happened, and this is what you would be saying as well, is that she's trying to protect an element of her PR. So of late, because her PR has been terrible. It's been so bad, she's been doing some black interviews and saying some black stuff here and there, and she sounds like she's a bit more for us. Yeah.
And she's done the smart thing of when she was talking, she was attacking a particular group. I ain't getting involved. I my kids, man. She was getting at a particular group, At first, I felt like it was more for her. Big man, the way she opened up the conversation to make it be for everyone.
But that's why, this is the reason why I do enjoy watching Candice, because on one sense, she challenges me. She challenges my own thinking, my own biases, and stuff. And there's still bare things that I don't agree with in what she says. But there are some stuff where I feel like she hits the nail on the absolute head.
You see when she gets it right, it's crazy.
For me, it's mad.
It's crazy.
But one thing that she did say, in this, because obviously she's been getting a lot of flack about her opinion about this whole situation with Sonya or whatnot, when in essence, I do think it's being taken out of proportion, because she has she did start off by saying how bad it was and it was wrong and blah, blah, blah. But what her overall point was, she was trying to encourage Black America to not rise to a racial element of this. Because she was saying that essentially what is happening is these things come up a lot of the time when there's a vote or something political happening. So they do it to racially charge people to get them to go out and make a certain vote and whatever else. And whatever. Do you understand what I'm saying?
She's probably right, to be fair.
Yeah, when I heard that, I was thinking, I wanted to bring that up because I'm like, you know what? She's probably not off there.
She's probably right there. And that's the thing. Sometimes one thing we see when people challenge thought patterns, what I've seen is, if you are a person that's consistently thinking about yourself and how you have to operate day to day, when someone challenges something to you that helps more than one person in your household, more time you're against it. So an example of that is when I started making a bit of money, my mates around me started making a bit of money, and they started taking a look at what political leaders were saying. They would look genuinely for who would benefit them now. So I was looking at people in my circle who, as working class mentality, were now saying, this guy protects the middle class, so I'm going for him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what about the council estate, my guy?
Yeah.
Now your opinions are just based upon who can help me, but without them, we weren't even here. So I'm like, nah, I can't fuck with that. So a lot of people that, they all find their group of people that all think like them because they all live in the same lifestyle. So that will make them believe that they're right. Because they've got a group of mad people and they're all saying mad stuff. But guess what? In numbers, we're strong. I'm saying away from that, what you're doing is wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? I think sometimes Candace Owens will say something and I will go, this is so wrong. But then I'm just not taking a look at what she's saying. I'm emotionally challenged by what she's saying. Like, no, you're not thinking about black people. Sometimes she's just saying, forget that for 1 second. This one situation is part of a bigger thing.
Yeah.
Much bigger thing. And I think this situation here is a prime example. The moment that they notice that they can use this situation to, get black people to be passionate.
Yes.
Our emotions are going to be heightened, which means our decision making is not going 100%. To be as great.
That was her point.
So therefore, people can just go, yo, we got to vote for these people right now because they're going to prevent that. And you're not even going to take a look at everything else. Before you know it, you can only see your kids 60 days in the year me.
But but where she would trigger people, though, is in that landing, she will mention a statistic in saying that statistically, white people are shot more than police. More by police than black people. That's where that becomes triggering to people and it opens up a different debate.
Yeah, but then she's intelligent enough to know a crime's only crime when it's been recorded.
Yeah.
So if you don't record the crime, that means it didn't happen. And if we're going to start believing the very people that we know lied to us as well, we're going to start believing these statistics all the way through now. It's just like, come on, bro. I'm not saying that it's all lies or so on and so forth, but Jesus Christ, man, like, you just got to watch enough videos.
Anyway, people always skew statistics. I mean, on one hand, you can say exactly what you've just said. Crime is a crime when it's being reported, which could mean, in this case, maybe even more white people were shot and killed.
And do you know what?
Maybe even more, maybe it was more. But then also, on the other hand of it, it's just like, yeah, these things get ticked off and put on a piece of paper, and then before you know it, this piece of paper then gets sent to wherever it gets sent to, like whichever government or, the White House and whatnot, and then they're supposed to tally stuff up and whatever. But I don't always have the most faith in those type of human beings. I can't have the faith that the numbers that come in are always the numbers that they're telling us. I just can't, bro.
But let's say, Chuckie, those
we
numbers
can't even trust what we eat.
I know, but say those are the numbers. Let's take a look at it, because I don't know what Candace Owens is trying to say here, but I don't know if anybody knows, just to let everybody know, guns are bloody expensive. And do you know what's expensive as well? Bullets. And do you know what we don't have as black people in those big groups? Is money. So who's probably going to be able to buy more guns and more bullets? White people. So who's probably going to get shot more often?
Nah, not necessarily though.
Bro, not necessarily that guns are expensive. They are expensive. Bullets are expensive. And I'm saying to you, if more people are in a... Because in guns in America, Chuckie...
Guns here are expensive because, boy, they're just not really...
I don't know what we're talking about. I'm saying from my knowledge of what I saw in America, Guns are bloody expensive,
Man
my
can
bro.
get straps out there quick, bro.
Listen, we're not talking about things like that. I'm saying,
bro. I think like
we're using
straps out there like water.
You really don't know this, but I'm saying
this could be a conspiracy.
this
by
is
the
crazy
way.
now.
But I did hear, and I saw this time ago, whatnot. But I don't have the thing to back this up right now, so it's gonna just sound like I'm just chatting air now. But there was this thing, apparently, where like, there were guns that were getting dropped off in certain communities. Did you ever hear about that? This was like in the 70s or the 60s
of
or
course.
something like that. Like they were getting guns and putting them specifically in certain areas so that man could do certain things to themselves. Even when drugs was coming in, when they'd seizing drugs and whatever else, certain crooked police and people that were in certain places were selling them back to the people on the streets. It's man out here. That's why I don't always believe the numbers.
I hear you.
But, you know, listen, imagine if we couldn't see. Imagine what was going on when we couldn't see. Hey, what's everyone listening to quickly?
Fashion.
Highly just dropped something.
Bro.
Cold.
I see bare people at Brixton Pop.
Yeah.
Vibes. Shaq was there.
I didn't end up going to it. So
Oh, it was crazy, man. I just think.
what was it? What was it that he was doing?
So I don't want to butcher the name, but there was like a traditional band there playing traditional music in traditional garments.
Yeah.
Amazing. And
It was
then
a proper Rasta thing.
proper Rasta thing. And then Shawnee B went on.
Big up Shawnee B.
Shelled
No
it
respect, Shawnee
down.
B.
And then we played the song and everyone just took it in. It was at Pop Brixton, took over the whole thing, and the vibes were just right. And he also previewed another song after this one, which will be coming after. But honestly, the bag he's in right now, it suits him so perfectly still.
Sunday morning type thing. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Do you know what that's called? That's called tapping in.
I'm telling you,
How greedy.
brother, he understands his pocket very, very well.
You know when a man knows himself?
It's called Pure Blue, by the way.
When people know themselves, it's so beautiful to see, you know, because you're
I'm telling
seeing a
you.
journey that no one else can take.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just so much more rewarding for me than watching a journey which has been replicated by so much people prior. I'm like, Hailey's journey is just
like that.
genuinely Hailey's journey, man. That is amazing. And I wish him the best, honestly, and we'll always support him here at Hcpod and outside of this as well, man. It's good to see people being themselves, man.
Yeah, 100%. What else everyone listening to? I'm listening to what is it?
What have I been listening to?
I've been listening to Catch.
Yeah.
Yo, she's hard. You
Catch,
follow her?
oh yeah, come on, fam.
She's hard from the end.
She's the rapper I was trying to talk about a couple of weeks ago on the pod, but I couldn't remember. I didn't know her name,
okay.
and then they left. She dropped a couple freestyles.
Crazy.
My brother.
Bad.
What?
My brother.
What?
My brother.
What?
I can't even believe she done that at BBC.
Are you
she
dumb?
went crazy. See, Catch? Brother, if you don't catch it now,
Strong.
you'll catch it later.
It's a bit.
It's crazy.
And as I said, from my ends, by the grace.
Oh yeah.
Oh, come on, you have to rep the ends.
Come on, man, Blue
What's
Bar.
going on in my ends? Skepta, Puma, come on. Shout out Smiler out here still filming. He dropped something the other day. That was crazy. A book, We're Gonna Miss You, North London's finest. We're gonna miss you, man. Have a good time in Dubai. What else is going on over here? Filthy still looks crazy.
Yeah. Strong.
Hey, she still looks crazy.
Last episode was good as well.
It was good, innit? The man them having a good time. Savage Dan.
Yeah, big up Dan, man.
Crazy. He's crazy, man.
Dan's in his pocket.
Bro, things are feeling good, man.
I'm
Shout out
listening
the
to
family.
Taves, by the way, as well.
Who?
There's an artist called Taves, he's Nigerian.
Yeah.
Are you listening? Yeah.
Well, you are?
I'm on that.
Come on.
Really listening to that quite a bit. What else am I listening to? I think that is, like, I'm just going back a little bit now, but yeah, for now, I think it's always important to just let you know if there's anything good that I'm listening to that you should know about. But check that Taves thing out, though. And definitely put that Hailey thing in one of your playlists if you got that.
And shout out the artists that always like show love of the strength
Big
of
up
me and Chuckie.
Lola Moroxam as well.
Shout out the artists that all like Bashi just shows so much love of the strength of us showing love. I don't think we do it for that, but you know the fact that they acknowledge it and they respect it is always very much appreciative. So shout out Bashi, shout out Tay Jordan as well. Showing a bag of love. She showed me Tay Jordan. I saw his joint with Nobu, with Jesse James the other day. We bigged that up. the original back in the day as well when I first saw it.
Yep.
There's loads of people that show love, and it's nice to know that, you know, they're appreciating the love and they see it of some value. So let's make it continue, man.
Can I say one more?
Yeah, go on.
Sam Wise.
Yeah.
New
Oh,
tape.
you listen to that, yeah? When did that drop, though?
Chasing Paradise dropped yesterday.
Well, which Samwise? The one down on your story
Oh.
that wasn't him? Or
Jacquees.
Jacquees Samwise.
I guess the
is
joke
too
is because he's
funny.
starting to look a lot more like Jacquees right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So why did he leave Lil Wayne? Or did Lil Wayne?
Yeah,
Leave
man.
him.
Hey.
Chasing Paradise. I'm gonna listen to this on the way home still.
Clean
Big up
listen, man.
Samwise, man.
It's crazy, man.
Clean,
It's crazy.
All right, listen. Thanks for listening, everyone. Yeah, love and guidance every time. Love and respect in all aspects. In
Oh, I should have picked up my fucking interview with Squeezy. I forgot.
still there. Go on.
there.
Aye, I done it in a sit down with Squeezy.
Oh yeah. When did that come out?
I don't even know, you know. I done it so long ago, and I just don't even know. It just dropped one day. I was like, oh yeah, I done that. And then I asked them to make the clips just a little bit more funny, and they kept leaving these all deep, profound clips.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
getting
yeah.
on my nerves, man.
I saw the one where he asked about, what was it? He was like, a quote that you would leave or thing to leave for the next guest.
Skinny
and then you
jeans
said-
for skinny people. Yeah, man. Accept your reality, people, man. Do your thing.
Yeah,
But yeah,
man.
check that out, man. If you don't, yeah, you did it, innit?
Yeah, man, big up. What's this here?
Old videos he's putting out.
5 things I hear about university students.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
lovely.